to first of all say that I thank God for this little association.
Yeah, me too.
I really mean that. If I didn't really mean that, I wouldn't be here. I thank God for the mercy. I thank God for the love. I thank God for the patience.
Yeah.
And I trust that we never, never, never forget what we set this up on. It was love and mercy. That's what God is. I remember that morning, and then we're going to get right on. Well, we're at the little great Christian church, Jack, and we all met over there. We started trying to form our association and set it up. I've seen a lot of brown doves. I've seen a lot of them. But I haven't never hardly seen too many snow white doves.
No, totally. Yeah, that's good.
That morning we were standing there on the porch, 5 or 6 of us brothers talking,
Yeah.
discussing how we wanted to do things, and really wondering in our hearts that yes, scared, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Oh, you were.
Really scared today, to be honest with you. Not really knowing what we were entering into, but trusting in God. I guess needing questioning in our minds, where I knew I was.
Yeah, me too.
I've been treated bad before in the church. I'm scared of the word association. But all at once standing there talking, there come a snow white dove
Yeah.
and lived in a little branch there right beside the church house.
Good deal.
And the warmest feeling just come through my soul.
Yeah.
And in my heart then, I said, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go in there and do what we need to do because I believe this is of God. And from that day to this day, I have found us to be what we said we would try to be. Not perfect.
Yeah.
None of us perfect. But children of God, trying to get to heaven, loving one another and having mercy on one another. And I pray this morning, I hope that even after I'm dead and gone, and my children and my family is still around, I pray that same love,
Yeah.
that same mercy will be shown to them. I love every one of you this morning. I say that with a heart full of love too. But this time we're going to go ahead and seat our delegates, have our clerk to call, go to the churches and mark the out.
The moderator of the Douglas Prayer Church, Delegate Mike Houston. Chad Reinfeller.
Here.
Chad Houston. Lieutenant Adams, the Leroy Fields.
Our alternates are sure today, so we can go with those.
Brother Scotty Thomas here. Brother Bill Brown. Brother Mark Hoffman. What's that enough of these that?
Yeah. That's right.
We have Brother Dove, Brother Benny Plum,
Here.
Brother Murray Plum, here. Brother Rogers not here. House of David, Brother Jack Heaton. Brother Larry's not here. Lexington United Baptist, Brother Fred Neely,
Here.
Brother Rob,
Here.
Brother Jason.
Here.
Freedom Valley, got Brother Paul Fine. Here. Brother Josh Newton. Here. Brother Mindy, he's not here. No.
time then we'll move right along to item 14, and have our clerk to read us the bill of arrangements.
The moderator, bill of arrangements, number 13, seek the delegates, and that's what we've already done. Ask for transit ministers or members to sign in with the clerk. We have a list here. And I want to, if it's okay, to read the ones that signed in yesterday, just to make sure that we have them down right, because there was a couple of them that signed the names that I want to make sure I had right. Ryan Tuttle.
Yep.
Chris Newsom.
Yeah.
Thomas Pinion.
Yeah.
Edward Rheinfeller. Charles Gerald.
Yeah.
Alan Thacker. Ed Baker. Elisha Justice. Randy Newsom.
Yeah.
Anybody else desires to do that, we've got the list right here. $16 will be called for the financial committee. 17 will have a move on obituaries, and 18, who shall, how many minutes shall we print and who shall superintend that? 19, how much shall we compensate him for this? 20, call for the committee on ministry and any reports they may have. 21, have all union meetings and community meetings and memorial meetings printed. Shall we do that? Number 22, have the Constitution, Articles of Faith, Rules of Decorum, and the resolution of the charter printed. Shall we do that? Number 23, call for the request, request. Sublines number 23 will be note request from the Freedom Valley Church requesting membership. I really think that don't need to be on there, and that's okay.
They took care of that yesterday.
So then A would be Southern Home Church requesting fellowship, Fellowship Free Will Baptist Church requesting fellowship. D, the request from the Pilgrim Prayer Church concerning social media. E, request from the G. Dana Adams Church requesting to host association communion. F, request from the Lexington Church requesting to co-host the annual association communion. And shall we grant any of those? If so, then we'll be second May. And then basically, then after that, it will be the circular letter by Brother Randy Newsom. 25 will be appoint tellers for the introductory sermon and the circular letter. 26 will be to hear the standing committee on the council. Number 27 will the clerk write a dedication to the deceased members last year. 28 will we write a letter of thanks to the Pilgrim Prayer Church. 29 will we get a move for allow the clerks to as far as to go over the minutes and to make any corrections need be. And 30 will be no adjournment. One thing I did want to mention, I noticed Pilgrim Prayer delegates. Your letter, and if you meant to do that, that's fine. As I was going through typing up the ones you did not know anyone in your union, communion, or memorial meetings. Okay. You call the best preacher for us to call.
All right, we need to get a move and a second to receive that discharge the committee.
I'll make a move that we receive.
Brother Moderator, I'll second.
Sorry, I know this.
Yep, I can take over here. Now we've heard the bill of arrangements. We've got to move in second to receive the report and the discharge of the committee. And, Brother Jason has asked if there's anybody that wants to sign in as a transient. They're welcome to do so, giving them the right to speak in any matter that would come up in the association. So we need to do that. At this time, then, we'll hear from the Yes, and that's a good point. These clerks, they need whoever is making a move or a second to stand up so that they can see who it is and they'll take their name down. Just so we get it, so that if something goes wrong, we know to point your finger. Just kidding. And I will try not to apologize. Usually getting something like that. Now that brings us to the point of item 17, regarding the obituaries, to have them printed in the minute book. And what we always do as an association, we just pay the fee to have the pictures put in. And because when we originally got started, we had some people that they kind of struggled, and so the association just accepted the cost of printing the photos, and we've just done it ever since. What's the mind of the association on this? Do you want to continue to do that, or however you want to do it?
Brother Monroe, I make a motion, we just continue the way it's been, with the association.
Brother moderator, Austin.
Been moved and second then to continue it as we've always done it. And this is just formalities that we generally run through. I do want to stress that if you send a picture, it's better to have an original copy as like a scanned copy or something like that. They don't come out as good in the minute books. The clerk always wants me to mention that. And if you, go ahead, Brother Jason.
Probably, I've looked ahead, October the 5th will be the cutoff date. We can go as far as have the obituaries and pictures in. So if you want an obituary and a picture in the minute book next year, you have till October the 5th, because there's really not a lot of editing. We'll have to take them the way that you give them to us. It'd be a lot sweeter if you email them to us, in the way that they have, because if you have families throughout here that wants an obituary in there, have them email them to us with a picture. You don't have to wait till now to send obituaries. You can send them throughout the year for the next year. But for next year's minute, that's the 2014 minute book, you'll need to have them in by October the 5th. Any after that will go in the next year's.
Very good. And if anybody needs to email, if you don't have somebody or you don't have a computer, just get with one of us brothers, one of these brothers at the church, they'll be able to do it. What about the printing of the minutes? And who will superintend the printing and how many minutes? And maybe the clerks can tell us how many we had printed last time. You want to speak on that?
Yeah, I think last time we had 700 was the number that we had printed. And I don't know how everybody stands, how many left over we had.
We've got some left over. I know that we do some left over, so.
Bill Moderator, we have these left over here. I brought what I had left over. However, I would suggest that we stay with the same amount last year. We've got 3 different churches that came in. Freedom Valley is a membership church and things, and Lord's will is as soon as they come off, we'll send them to each clerk. Now, if you don't want the minute book sent to a clerk, if you want them sent somewhere else, let me know. But we'll divide them and mail them to you so you have them in a timely manner. I'd like to see all churches have the minutes at the same time. And because some of these meetings creep right up on us.
Yep.
So we'll have them out to you and mailed to you. And please, we'll try to have them sent to us once and signed for them too. So,
Brother Moderator. Myself, especially with the churches we have coming in and the growth that we've seen, if that's what we have left over, maybe we should come up just a little bit on the number that we get.
I've got some last year, we got some more than a lot back there.
Is there quite a bit?
Yeah.
There is quite a bit. Okay, well then I'll make the move that we, or I'll say, Jason was making the move, I guess I'll second it.
I'll make the move, that's fine.
Yeah.
And for the clerks, the superintendent, take care of that. Got a move and a second on the floor then. If there's an objection to that, you brothers are the association. You have a right to speak on that. If that means the mind of the body, then it's objection for this. We normally compensate the clerks, and sometimes the clerk forgets to write himself a check. Brother Jack has done that on occasion. He forgets to take out any money, and it just carries on over. But nevertheless, I always thought that was funny that he
Jason had that problem.
yeah, Brother Jason won't have that problem.
He's already done that.
But what's the mind of the association as far as hey, Brother Ben?
Moderator, they're gonna mail minutes, I think we ought to up that a little bit, make it 300. That's my motion.
Moved to compensate the clerk.
Moderator, I'll second.
Been moved in second. That'd be good. Yeah. That does take time. Even though they'll probably just have poor Sister Charlene doing it all.
Do that a lot.
But it's moved in second. If there's an objection to that, you have a right to speak. Now, at this time, yesterday, we appointed a committee on ministry to go back and select ministers to preach this afternoon. And we need them to select ministers for tomorrow's service. So what I would like to do is take a delegate from each church. If the same ones are here, you can go back, meet with Brother Joey or one Brother Brandon, either one, and meet with them, preferably with Joey that way, because he's not a preacher. Because if too many preachers go back there, they always vote for other ones, and the delegate might be trying to get them to preach. So I know how Brother Paul Klein works, so careful. Have to be careful Joey. So at this time, we'll go ahead and, Brother Joey, you want to go back there and let them go back and pick and go back and come to the picture. So each a delegate from each church and the entire delegation from the hosting church can go back and just do your best. And while you are all gone, we're going to be singing and anybody's got, Brother Hubert does have something he was wanting to say. He's a brother from our community that wanted to come and say something in regards to you.
First of all, praise the church. I've got a brother that lives in Langston, in just the road. He called me last weekend and he said, okay, there's coming this week, you gotta go. I got ready to turn around, but I went back home and there was nobody here. And he talked about the little church, he Brother Randy come down and more than ever. He used to be a Christian, he used to be in the church.
is, he comes to church about every Sunday. He come out and helped us shovel, do a lot of shoveling there the other day. And he is I know him a long time ago. I know of him, I didn't really know him. And Brother Teddy Tackett was a good friend of mine. I know him, the pastor down there where you're talking about at the Northern Freeville Baptist Church. You know, he was a good friend of mine, and I'm so sorry to hear about him passing away, but we will support Creed Father every bit. And then Brother Robert, the one that went out as the delegate there, we visit him, call him often, and he is a big light to our church. We love him to death. And his wife, granddaughter you're talking about, little sister. So yeah, we will help him every way that we possibly can. Let you be assured of that.
Short reason to go to church.
You been leaving him too, brother.
Sing us a song. It was a Christian to me here. Or Mariah, sing us a song.
I want
preaching this afternoon after prayer. I've gotta get this right. Rain.
It is
Rain. Brother Rain, stand up. I really, I just about messed that up yesterday. I apologize.
I prefer this
And this is so good for us to be able to come together like this. And to be able, through all of our problems, through all of our personal lives and the troubles, to be able to come together and to enjoy one another, even during a sitting like this. And this is serious. But even in this, we can enjoy one another and to choose Brother Randy and Brother Brandon and nobody gets upset. That's a wonderful thing in this world, and it really is. I think it's wonderful. I know you would, and I appreciate that, and I love that about you. I really do. That's a wonderful thing. Now we need to get a move and second to receive this committee's report and discharge them of their duties.
Brother Monroe, I make a move that we receive the committee's report and discharge the duties on that.
Been moved by Brother Paul Klein. Second by Brother Green. If there's an objection to that, you have the right to speak. And I would like to say that when you have parliamentary proceedings where that there is moves and seconds and objections, there's room for discussion and everything. I do not feel just because someone would object, Brother Jason, that always means it's a bad thing. We get it in our minds that if somebody makes a move, somebody makes a second, and if there's an objection, the association is split. That is not true. We're adults here. We're supposed to be representing Christ. We all have different opinions, and we can discuss these differences of opinions without an argument. Surely to goodness, if we can, we're just pretending. Where's the love? Where is the love? That's exactly right. So, and that's why I always ask if there's an objection to that. You have a right to speak. Item 21 then. What about our union, communion, and memorial services, along with any special services the churches may want listed in there?
Brother Moderator, I'll make a note that we have them printed as the church's request.
Brother Moderator, I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded that we print all of these services in our minutes. If there's an objection to that, you have a right to speak. No objection, then. So if there's no objection, can I ask? Sure. Here's a question I have for you, and just need your advice on this. We're organizing our church down there, and we have already discussed our special called meetings, when they're going to be, how we're going to do it. I guess I've got two questions for you. One of our meetings, I believe we said our communion meeting is going to be in October. Is that right, Brandon? But now, how will that conflict with the printing of minutes to have one of our called meetings in October so close to the association? Is that a bad idea? And the other thing that I would like to ask you is, and I don't want to do anything outside of protocol of following this, but we hope within the next month or two to officially get the arm for our church. We're already kind of organized and having service and elected some officers and things like that. I just hate to wait a year to even to publish any of our called meetings. You know, know what I'm saying? But I don't want to violate our protocol that we've got. We have decided that this year we would not have communion this year, you know, because it's already October. But we did choose our other meetings like in April and June, or, you know, our union and memorial meeting. So we just need some advice and would like to know what you think we should do.
Yeah, Brother Moderator, I don't have a problem with, I mean, we had the same situation with Freedom Valley last year. See, next month is their homecoming.
That's right.
And so in the minute book, it showed 2 meetings in October. But they had we just notated in there, I believe Brother Brandon did, October of 2012 and then October of 2013. Now, if you're planning on having this meeting down there, it's like Brother Joey said, this is a good problem to have. You know, as far as the fact that we're trying to figure out how to, we know you're going to organize and things of that nature. Just, you know, you got to name, really, you folks that belong here at the Pilgrim Prayer Church, when you come and arm off, you already know who's arming off. And you feel led by the Spirit to do this. Let's have faith that this is going to happen. That's the way God wants us to be, and I believe it will. And just write your meetings down who you want in, and we'll have them in there for the now in October, Brother Chris. You might want to let the brethren know, just in case if they're not out before then, and just let them know who you're going to want out this year.
Should we establish, if we do like in October, like say 2014, and do it now, a year ahead of time, so you'll have it.
Yeah. And we put it on the website and things of that nature as part of the meeting. You get something going. You're a church. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If you haven't felt led by the Spirit to do this, if you're waiting to see if it's right by getting an arm off Pilgrim Prayer Church, you're headed in the wrong direction. You know. So if you feel that led in your heart, go ahead and move on.
Absolutely. Brother Jay.
If Brother Chris would remember, the House of David had a campfire meeting in October. And we published that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, any way you just want to do it, that's up to you. I think that's a good idea to publish it even a year in advance, to write it down. And if the minutes get out soon enough, that's fine. But if they didn't, then it would still be stamped good for the following year. So, yeah, that's a good thing. And I will add to that, if that's all right, that we are intending to arm off. And Brother Benny, I know that some of you brothers have sat through these in giving an arm off and arming off a church and everything. But these young brothers have not. And I'm encouraging all the young brothers. Brother Scotty, I would love for you to come and be a part of that, to witness that, because this is something that we don't get to see that very often, Brother Terry. And they need to see how it's done, so that in years to come, when me and Brother Cullen, Brother Benny, and Brother Randy are gone, that these brothers can continue this. And I would love to invite all of you. We will send out an invitation to all of you to let you know that. So I just thought I would add that. What about item number 22? Have the Constitution, Articles of Faith, Rules of Decorum, and the resolution of our charter printed in the minute books. What's the mind of the association regarding that?
Brother Moderator, I'll make the move that we go ahead and have the Constitution, Articles of Faith, Rules of Decorum, and the Charter printed in the minute book this year.
Brother Moderator,
I second that motion.
Been moved and second that we do that, and if there's an objection to that, you have a right to speak. No objection, then, that's carried. That brings us to item 23, which is any requests or queries, anything brought to the association from the churches. And so, Jason, you want to read that? Read it them, and we'll go down them one at a time.
First would be Southern Home. We read the letter yesterday. Read it in entirety again.
I don't think we need to.
They have updated as far as their list. They didn't have the meetings of who their brethren that they want to call, because for Charles and Rebecca was checking. We took the ones that was the only part left undone on it. But in their union and communion meeting, which is the first Saturday in April, they've called Joey Evans, Josh Newsom, Colin Collins, and Darrell Newsom. In October's communion meeting, they called Randy Newsom, Jason Lowry, Brandon Newsom, Chris Newsom, and Bill Basin. In their memorial meeting, which is held in June, they've called Elisha Justice, Darren Sloan, and Joey Justice Insane. They really just call him Joey to preach. So if you really want to try it, go ahead. And that is from the Southern Home Church. And in our bill of arrangements we have there as far as we would do each one separate. I really, as far as I feel about the Southern Home Church, if when we look at these churches individually and decide whether or not it's not that we want to fellowship with them, they're just anything won't do, Brother Danny. Just any belief won't do. And me and Brother Darrell was talking about this the other day. That, you know, I don't feel like that we'll have too many people ever want to fellowship with us that is not of the same type of belief or line of doctrine. I mean, that's just general thinking. And I think that we should look at that because we don't want to ever do anybody injustice and cause hurt. And when you come together to discuss a church, whether or not to fellowship with it or not, keep an open mind. We maybe not understand everything like we think we should. We learn every day. But this church here, I certainly can say on my part that we've been down there. Rather, I went down the first of the year. Then the next month, I think it was, me and Brother Josh went down. And then Brother Darrell's been down there a couple times, and the Reverend, and a lot of our brethren. And we've certainly found it a good place to visit. I went there years ago. And Brother Jerry Thompson was here yesterday. The last time I saw him was almost 16 years ago. We were down there at Southern Home Church. And good brothers and sisters down there. And they've definitely got a good church. And they're striving for a good reason. And I'm proud as far as to be able and feel privileged to have them become and want to be in our fellowship and hopefully become a member of the church with us one day. We couldn't be treated no better, Brother Darrell. And so as far as the recommendation part, I think that I definitely think it's a great choice. Yep. I'm not going to make a move in case anybody else wants to talk about it.
Brother Moderator, I've been down there, and real meet you get. You get to fellowship with them. You get your claim done. It's just a wonderful place. I encourage everybody to go down there. A lively, active, growing church. And that's the kind of message we need to be sending out to this world. Look at us. Look at how we can serve God.
Brother Monterey, I've not been down there, but everything that I've heard has been wonderful, and I plan to get down there to visit them. I don't know how anyone else feels, but I would be happy to also have them, and I would even make a move that we would accept them and be happy to have them.
Been moved and seconded to receive Freedom Valley Church as a fellowship church and extend, Southern Home, I'm sorry, Southern Home, I'm reading that. And to receive them as a fellowship church and extend to them the right hand of fellowship and receive them as they are. Not what we're going to change them into and mold them, even though I've heard bad rumors about them over on the side.
Can I say something, Brother Dan?
Absolutely. I'm sorry.
Of course, I'm speaking for Southern Home Church and what I've been told that the church and the brothers and the sisters of Southern Home Church that
it's an honor for you to consider us as a fellowship member. And we truly have a great desire to have fellowship with you. You know, when our fellowship ended with this Sardis Association, we had made up our mind that we were going to go it on our own. And we really have made it fine, but we still desire, there's something missing. And this is what we're missing, going out and the fellowship of the brothers and sisters. And it's an honor to be able to be considered by this little group here. Not a big group, but you know, big doesn't always mean better. I've gone from the big one to small. And today I'm satisfied that we chose this little church. I'm so glad we made a good choice. This looks so good. Thank you.
And it's all right to thank the
Absolutely. Again, they got an October meeting, right?
Yeah, we send out notices to individuals.
So they got this year?
Yeah, that's this year, and we have next year, October. So, same situation.
Yeah.
We just, not, let people know that we've been,
You got along.
I get confused so easy.
we have the Fellowship Freeway Baptist Church along Pond Creek Road at L1C. Fellowship Freeway Baptist Church in Zealand have a working relationship with the Solid Rock Association. Pastor Bill Conley, Deacon Brother Kent Gamble, Clerk for the Denver Bartley. Yeah, 3 or 4 of the guys from yesterday, but I'm continuing today.
They were in a called meeting today, and they told me that they had a called meeting that they got with, that was even prior to this. And
I've not been over there, but I know you and Brother Darrell or Elisha don't even have.
we have, and Brother Cody wants to, I'll just speak then. Just to let you know, this is a little church. Absolutely, that's just been filling up with rejects out of the old regulars, to be honest with you. That they've got tired of the fussing, they've got tired of the fighting, and they found peace. And now that they found us, they would kind of like to come around us. And something that I think we need as an association is we need the format, the criteria for receiving churches in for fellowship. It's so that we can examine them even at times. And they can examine us to see if they're going to want correspondence with us, a direct or come in with us. And that's what these brothers really are wanting. They love coming over here. I told them about some of the other churches. They said, we would love to be able to go and visit some of these churches. How do we do that? And I said, well, one way is to just bring a request to become a fellowship church. We'll work with you. You can get to know us, and that's what it is. And it's kind of publishing them out there to all the churches that they're wanting that. And I think that we need to do this. So we've been around them a little bit. Some of you brothers probably know them. I know Brother Clyde Bentley knows Brother Bill Conley and Brother Alan Thacker, and both of them were in the old regular Baptist, and then just got tired of the fussing and arguing, the normal things that has landed us all right here anyways. You know, so yeah, Brother Alan, he actually belonged here for a good while, and it was hard for him to come and everything, so he moved his letter over to this church. He was in good standing with us, you know, and so I'm just reporting that and just giving them a report, but it's whatever the association wants to do. noticed Brother Jack's just kind of sitting there grinning, and he's thinking, oh, they're not making me look so slow anymore.
Yeah, well, because your new clerk is much more organized than I was.
I was teasing you, Brother Jackson.
Brother Moderator,
Brother Joe.
this is from the Pilgrim's Prayer Church. Dear brothers and sisters of the Solid Rock Association, after our Sunday service on September 8th, the church called a special meeting of the memory present. Our moderator, Brother Darrell Newsom, came forward to see the Pilgrim's Prayer Church and called it to order. They recognize the need that all our churches and associations have to form a social media committee. After a brief discussion, it was agreed without it, with a move and second to send a request to the Solid Rock Association. We, the Pilgrim's Prayer Church, request that the association form a committee on social media. This committee will handle all internet outreach programs. We realize that a couple of the churches have been sharing the responsibility of the association website thus far. We would like to see this committee address needful issues such as website, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or any other media available when necessary. This committee needs the resources to maintain and fund its outreach. It will not be responsible for publishing individual services, but rather assist all churches in forming their own YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and so forth. Then it's time to order the Pilgrim's Prayer Church to the governor's moderator for the Thomas Kingdom Clerk.
And that's open for discussion. Brother Chris, come back and speak on that. We have had a lot of discussion on this, and we don't want to scare anybody with all this stuff, but this really is the way that the world communicates now. With all these, and it's referred to as social media, it's the computer, it's the internet, and all the outlets that are on there. And it can be a great tool, but it's got to be controlled. You got to be careful with it. But it is instantaneous communication. And it's very important for the generation that's younger than I am. And we've had a lot of discussion on it. You know, we have an association website. Most of our churches have individual websites. We have a YouTube page. We have a Facebook page. And people from all over go to these websites. If you know, and the responsibility is kind of by default falling on whoever jumped in on it. And I've had people in North Carolina that I didn't even realize it would bring it up to me and say, tell that guy to hurry up and get Sunday's meeting posted.
Yeah.
You know, because that's their only view of church, is that. See, there's a camera back there. And our services and our meetings are videoed and put right on the computer. Now there's a big responsibility, and here's what we have discussed, and everybody here needs to discuss. The responsibility that goes with that, and there's some legal things that we just need to want to be aware of to go with that. And we think that the association website and the association Facebook and things of that nature should truly be controlled by a committee appointed by this association to make the decisions for it. It can't be a free-for-all of just publishing what everybody wants to get published. We could offend somebody. We want to represent this association with good, sound, what we believe in, and here's our articles of faith and things of that nature. And so that's why we brought this up. And if we control, each church will still run their own websites. That would be 100% up to each church what they want to do. But the association media will be controlled by this committee only. I wouldn't be able to go on there and just post something on behalf of Solid Rock Association. Only our committee could. Or our committee, we were thinking a chairperson of the committee, and then maybe somebody from each church to work with that chairperson, something like that. And then it might prevent Jason from taking our faces and putting Brother Scotty now in their church that could really get this up and going for them and help to, you know, and feed things to the committee. Brother Benny, we just baptized his grandson that no doubt is a whiz at these things. You said Brother Benny's not? I did not say Brother Benny's not. Saying the younger generation catches on to this. It's just part of who they are. These little kids back here can go circles around me on all this stuff. Just like that. So whether we you know, like it or we try to stay away from it, that's one thing. But this is, Brother Josh got on there and looked at our website. It had been viewed in 75 different countries around the world. Our preaching, our singing has been viewed by 75 different countries around the world. That's amazing to me. That really is. Let alone how many thousands of hits that we get, and we get viewed. I get stopped all the time, and all through here, and people will say, I watch you guys all the time on YouTube. I watch your church. I listen to the singing. That one preacher, he is awesome. This singer, he's awesome. I hear it constantly. Everywhere I go, every day, somebody hits me. And these young people, this is their media. And they don't read a newspaper hardly anymore. You know, they don't. And I'm not being mean. I love many books. I've got thousands of these. But there's a chance that, maybe not in my lifetime, that this will become obsolete. It'll all be done on the computer. If we don't keep up with this, we're going to get behind. You know?
Right, brother.
Absolutely. So, I hate to make this too long of this discussion. We need to appoint a committee, let them figure out what we need. They'll report back. It needs to be funded by the association. You know, but Brother Christian,
If I could just say one more thing. In our church that we're organizing, we have already established a committee on these things. We've already broken it up. We've got one person over Facebook, one person creating a website for us right now. We've got somebody over the YouTube sites, you know, and things of that nature. So because each one's a big deal. If you do it right, it's a great opportunity. And I'd like us to consider, like, Brother Brandon in this thing. He's very much involved in all this stuff. And then with some of the other brothers and sisters who help with this. Very true.
Would you make a move forward?
I can't.
Moderator, would it be all right if I make a move that the moderator of the association appoint the committee? Would that be all right?
Brother Moderator, we need to get a move to grant Pilgrim Prayer's request on this first.
Oh, yeah.
And then give you the right then.
you're right.
Brother Moderator, I'll make a motion that we accept Pilgrim prayer request.
Then moved.
Brother Moderator, I'm second.
Moved and seconded. If there's an objection to that, we'll hear from them. I would object. Now, at this point, we do need to move forward with that.
It's been moved to grant the request and to allow and give you the right to appoint the committee.
Okay.
Is that right?
And I will
Is that
do
what I
that.
understand?
The ones that have already been doing that is what I figured that we would kind of move in that direction. But this could always be altered next year, change. I'm sure people are gonna be changing in and out and everything, but at this time then I would like to pick Brandon and Brother Josh and Brother Jason as three, and it would be good for Brother Scott. If you wanted to get involved in this, you know, you're a computer whiz too. So when I say that, I mean they can turn it on and off without having to ask somebody. That's me, Brother Cullen.